Today we're going to show you, we realized recently that we haven't been showing you a lot of new fabrics. That shows you, fabrics we already have in the collection. But we haven't really shown you a lot of new fabrics. So one collection we're going to show you today is Languid from Carolyn Friedlander.
Oh, pause. Can everyone hear us?
Oh, yes.
Because we keep
the thing we are always struggling
not
with.
being sure.
We've been doing pretty good lately.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 times in a row people could hear us. This is the test, right? So far, no one has said they can't hear us.
Okay.
But also 2 people who are. So I don't know if that means they
Okay.
can't hear
Well,
us.
if somebody gets a chance, just put in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that you can.
Hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Lily.
Okay. So tonight we're going to show you Carolyn Friedlander's Languid collection. I mean, one, we love Carolyn. That we wanted to show you this is a sheen.
Hi, Nancy.
If you're familiar with Kona sheen, unique.
Move over here because we're watching. Yeah, the wrong fabric.
Yeah, sorry. Technique that makes it shiny is on the Kona sheen is the same as what Carolyn is using. In this case, she's applied it slightly differently. Some of the fabrics have a print and then an all over sheen. Problems with this is it's really hard to see see a good design. And if it's just a flat picture, it's hard to see. But if you can get some kind of folds and differently, sometimes you can get a better image or a better idea.
I think that looks pretty good online.
And it's just so pretty. It's not in your face, but with you put this with a bunch of other cotton fabrics, like it is going to give you a pop of shine.
So it's not really a metallic, right? It's more
correct. At least that's my understanding. It's not
like
really metallic. It's like a reflective, maybe.
Because it's not gold.
Although I think some do have either a warm or a cool cast. Okay. But yeah, it isn't not. I don't know.
It's their new fabrication method that Robert Kaufman.
Yeah, yes, that's my understanding. Yeah, that this. I don't know of anyone else that's doing this. I have a couple in stock, and they were nice enough to take the picture folds in the fabric, so you could see the sheen. They did not do that for these fabric. Yeah, because we just use the manufacturer websites on our website. But so that's one of the reasons we wanted to get a better feel of what it actually looks like and how pretty it is. So this is one where, yes, there is all over sheen on top.
Really tell that that's
okay,
shiny.
Cool. And then I'll pull out some others here. So, and then this one is then the sheen is a pattern. So this is a checkerboard pattern.
Camera down.
So
yeah, you can totally see that.
So some light, or if the light hits it a certain way, you don't see it. So it's kind of like a chameleon.
It's kind of like adding texture more than print.
In a way, yeah. Yeah, but it's just different. It's not something that I've definitely not seen anybody doing this kind of thing where they're printing the sheen as a pattern. Right. Yeah. So that's cool. And then she's got these colors. And so a lot of very earthy. She was inspired by she lives in Florida around orange groves, some clay roads, and kind of the greenery of the orange grove. Her inspirations for this collection, and the juxtaposition of different textures versus shiny, wet, and matte versus shiny, and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's just really interesting, and I didn't justice on the website. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to know what you're looking at online. It can look very flat.
Right,
very
exactly. Yeah, some of
solid.
the solid ones with the
Yeah.
print, to tell that they're not solid.
Right.
So we wanted to give you a better look and also to into some projects and put them together with some other fabrics and kind of show you. So I'm going to grab some and pull them out and spread them out on the table, and we'll start showing you some projects. Let's
And
start
if
with
anyone
our,
has any ideas or questions, or if you
oh
want
yeah,
to see or put them in the comments, I can see the comments as I'm
sure.
walking around following Andrea. I'd love to hear your ideas because
Absolutely.
who knows, you might have the best idea we haven't thought about yet.
Should we, let's start with the one that is the hand pillow.
Yeah. So yeah, we worked on this beforehand.
Yeah,
so we
patterns. One that we really like that we made samples is the modern hexi pillow from Modern Handcraft, and so there's and then you stitch the hexis on top, and then when you quilt it, you so that one requires 9 fabrics, and I think so. We also used Essex.
for the background. Yeah.
For the background, right? For the body of the pillow, the Essex goes really well with the shine of the Languid. There are 9 hexagons on the pillow, and so we pulled these 9 collection, and then we have a couple different Essex actually. Background, we thought this, it's not quite a rain. It's sort of like a sophisticated rainbow.
Did something.
I mean, it's not really like red, orange, yellow, green, blue. It is, but it's a more sophisticated. So we've got a couple different backgrounds. I think.
Yeah, we couldn't decide. We were like, well, what about
so we're like, well, we'll just show you all
of
of them then. The moody, sophisticated background.
Yeah, and it's
for sure. Yeah, very fall leaf colors, natural, very, like she said.
And for those of us in New York City where the sun hasn't come out in a week and a half.
Yeah, very cool. So that's the one option for the background.
That's my favorite. What color Essex is that one?
This is Essex yarn dye and charcoal.
I think that's the one I use the most.
I think all are really good. The other 2 are actually new colors that we just got in. This is teal. So this is a lighter gray. That's not.
It has a little bit of a
tiny bit. This was as gray as we could get, to be honest, because a lot of them do have a gray or a blue or a west to them. So this was as gray as we could get it. Works too. So this does give you more of a rainbow vibe on the lighter.
Because the contrast between that background and all these foregrounds, I think, is big.
Exactly. And then I couldn't help but put it with our new.
That's actually green.
Right. So this is aqua. So this just goes in a little bit more, I think, but still works really well with these.
It's funny how, because a color can also serve as a neutral depending on what you're doing, right?
Yes, and especially one that's so light.
That original pillow sample we made, the background
we should just grab that too. Why not?
Lilac, right?
Either.
Wait, lilac or lavender?
Whatever.
Is that the same?
Is lilac. I believe you're right. Yes. So the Essex color is lilac.
Yeah. So that's But don't fall in love with it because we can't get half of these fabrics.
Yeah, they just like always. They just. We're working on recreating this in different fabrics. So it's
a good example of lavender being used as neutral.
Right, because it does read as, and I think the aqua will do very similar.
Yeah, and I even think with this,
sure. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like this project.
Yeah, so that's this would turn into. So I think that's a really kind of
charm picks.
Yes.
So you could buy a charm
Let me double check that.
because I can't remember.
I thought I did.
We
Maybe
get
they
so much
haven't come
fabric
yet.
come in that I can't keep track of.
I ordered those, but I don't see them here. So it's possible they just haven't cut here. I guess I have to look into that.
Yeah, because I remember we got some and then we got more, but just don't remember if there was a charm. Because if there was, then that would be perfect for this.
We
project.
definitely we did because we didn't get enough
Charm packs.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll come back to that.
We could go dig in the bar.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm going.
okay.
I'll keep you on camera
all
while
right.
I walk
will
over
rearrange for the next.
there. I'm too curious to see. Oh yeah, I totally see you.
Okay, so yeah, take some of those out. So we got them out on the. So yes, we do have charm packs.
I thought I remembered them, but probably the last person who was in here shopping bought this one that was on display.
So yeah, although let's see how many you wouldn't get enough. You wouldn't be able to do it exactly the way we did. Although maybe you could, because it looks like there's three of.
Yeah, and you need like a 2-inch square to make one of those hexies.
But you need like 6 or 5 hexies of each color.
And you can
might
get
be
4
able-
hexes out of one of those.
Oh, well, then
5
yeah,
inch.
you should. There you go.
I mean, that's
then.
the easiest way to do the hexies is to buy pre-cuts, because then
There
you
you
get
go.
lots of small amounts of lots of different prints, right?
Okay. So good thinking, Yvette.
It would have been so we would have been ready.
We actually did prepare this time.
Yeah, we totally
You wouldn't
did.
know it. Yeah, so that's the pillow,
Project
the crafted
one.
pillow that we had pulled out.
I hope
Project- I would love to see someone
because,
make
and I
it.
think Carolyn would love it too.
I think-
She loves hexagons.
Anyway, okay, moving on. So next project, Pivot, which
Oh, right.
this is also for Modern Handcraft. Actually,
We're kissing her butt today.
I guess so.
We
She
didn't
has
mean
good
to.
patterns. So yeah, it wasn't intentional. And as we were looking at these colors, a lot of them are in this collection. We brought in some other things as well, so it's not just Languid. But I'm pop out the hexi pillow, put in the fabrics we chose for Pivot, so you can see that. There was no orange in that particular one.
And while Andrew, Carolyn's pattern
Oh yeah,
that she made for this collection,
figure out.
this is Carolyn's newest pattern. It's called Frond, which I just realized is backwards on your screen, but pretend that text is not backwards. Frond is what it says. And what I mean, you could make it in any fabric, of course, but she actually made this sample using, and it's on a pickle background. You know, that solid Kona pickle, which is one of our favorite colors, as the neutral. Obviously it's green, so it's not completely neutral, but I just love different colors that, you know, there's a big range. There's black, there's orange, there's brown. And when you put them all together, whoops, I'm going in the wrong direction. When you put them all together, it looks, and the pattern that Andrea's doing right now, Pivot, you could totally do the same thing, just and put a little bit of every Languid, and that quilt would look totally intentional. What the version that Andrea came up with has a more limited palette so that it looks, you know, but there's no reason you can't do as many colors as you want to.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Andrea's pulling out her selection.
So let's make it pretty like it was before. So we pulled, most of these are Languid, I believe. This is another Carolyn Friedlander from the collection CF.
Yeah,
we have a lot of those, and they go very, very well with this. Was this one?
And by the way, all the patterns we're showing you,
Yes.
and of course all the fabrics we're showing you, we have in stock.
So those, and then we got this one. Oh, is there another? Oh yeah, this one.
Oh yeah, we added all those lights.
So yeah, so these are like, though, this is elevation. this is actually an Elizabeth Hartman scallops in sea glass. These are again Carolyn's screen in desert green and sea.
And what was the background for this one?
Just white. I mean, these do get a little bit pretty. And then I think these two were our sort of pop. So just so
yeah, that's really pretty.
And then my white with the white.
Oh, there's the white. Yeah, so you really see how it pops with the white.
Yeah. So similar.
Right.
You know, you've got a couple brights, more saturated that kind of each other out. And then you've got some midtones and then also some lights as well. But this pattern, very light solids that kind of, you know, start. So I think the ones we have here would be good too. So
yeah,
and that little bit of shine is really, you know, the prints are subtle, but that shine and the color make this
and
pop.
not all of them have the shine, right? So
right.
That helps too, that you get that extra little.
Yeah, and you just kind of scatter it around when you're laying it out, and you've got a really interesting
movement.
Definitely more movement. Yeah, and when you get up close, you know, it'll be different when you're far away versus. That's one of the things I really like is when the closer you get, the more interesting it gets. So that is our pivot idea. And yeah, all of them out yet. We have most.
You need more of those.
Well, I was just going to show the front of them, but that's okay.
Oh, right.
What was our next? Oh,
and this is pickle. Pickle out so you could see. I mean, I wouldn't do pickle as the background with this selection.
Too close to that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes for sure. Yeah. I mean, if you did want to do that, yeah. Well, that gets even. Well, now this one's the closest, but yeah, that's.
Yeah, this is actually.
Yes. This is just green.
If you all buy Kona cottons, eventually you start learning all the color names.
Yeah.
Use all the time, and then the slightly.
We use wasabi too.
Right, the slightly yellower version of old wasabi. And in this collection, Carolyn has added the iridescent.
Yeah, so this is pistache, sea mist, blue jay. So I'm pretty sure, you know, to make sure, but these have matched the Kona colors.
Right, and if you look at the selvage, you color, so they're actually over dyed on the Kona.
So they're the same
face.
On the front and back.
Right, so you can see anytime you see the selvage is the same color, that means that it was the fabric
right.
or as
not
the
as
thread,
a yarn.
And not printed on top, right?
Right.
So in order to get this kind of started with a Kona solid and then printed on the Kona solid, whereas this one started as the back is white, and then they screen printed on top of the white, which is why the solid.
And then you have yarn dyes, which are even different. Then you get a totally different selvage here, different colors. But anyway, that's getting into a fabric lesson.
Yeah, I was just talking about.
Okay, so the next one we put together that I have to pull up my pick is for the deco.
Oh, I forgot
pattern.
about deco. Yeah.
I love this pattern, but I have to finish the interwoven first that has been on my design wall before I can start another quilt. But this one's definitely on my list.
So you're not going to make this one in teal?
No, because I haven't got there yet.
Your interwoven is teal.
Yes, it is absolutely teal, and I love to finish it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even thought about colors for this one yet, but I think we have a really. I can only deal with so many things at a time. For it with these fabrics, and I love the idea of these. Like it just, I kind of think of jewels, like, you know, earrings and jeweling.
Yeah.
And
the whole point of this quilt is it's art deco, right?
Right.
So that's a very
very much so.
Makes sense.
So I think the sheen we'll work those together real quick. I gotta remember some of these. So we left some over here. So this way we'll have all of them. So this was one, and this was one, and then our greens.
Should I do the Jeopardy?
I mean, if you want.
Since I can't carry a pitch or a tune, probably shouldn't do that.
All right, let's put these over here. And so this one is going to have green, basically. And is really popular right now.
Ooh, Lily's asking for Jello quilt. I think yes.
I think yes.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so I need this green too.
Super hot right now in fashion. There's so much green.
Yeah.
Like
so
in ready to wear.
I think home fashion is usually a year or two behind fashion.
Right.
Ready to see green fabrics coming out next year.
Which will be challenging because do not go together.
Well,
there's just want to play with each
we've
other.
been seeing these yellows so long,
Right.
but now they're starting to cut blue greens.
Right,
They're
like
starting
a
to be
forest
more
kind of green.
right, quite this blue. That's pretty blue.
Right, that's more like
Um,
a, what do you call that? Like,
Yeah, more of a foresty kind of. This might be a little dark, but
Yeah.
that kind of green. I
Yeah.
think.
Brilliant
ready.
flag green.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so these were our expo. Oh, and then my background.
I don't remember what the background was.
I do. So we got a nice dramatic
I love it.
raven lid. So not quite black, but close. So dark gray. And these three brights are sort of these colors in the middle.
Let's see if I can get all of that on the camera at the same time.
And then the two lighter fabrics that kind of dangle.
Oh, right. Okay. So these down here.
Right.
And then the bigger pieces would be.
And all of these, so these four are Languid. This is a Carolyn CF. It has a little bit, right, so it's not as shiny.
But it goes with
does
the
have
theme.
that, right, exactly. And it does, kind of go with that theme. So I think this would be really pretty. Loving teal. Also really want to try it with this. Is the best, which no one else here likes.
I think that's a bit much.
It is much. The consensus around here was definitely this one, and I think I would full
because it's almost like if you put that bright a background, then you don't have any.
Yeah, and also
what I mean?
I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to have the background and be shiny. Yeah. I think that it sort of gets washed out.
Yeah.
In that case, where this, and then your accent, your focus is the shiny part. Yep. And it's going to pop more. So, yes, I think this is the right choice. But I had to choose.
Maybe we should make a sample.
It would be really nice. Maybe I will, because I do really like that.
This
so
is the kind of pattern I don't want to make because I don't want to cut all those.
There might be some strip piecing involved.
Okay.
I haven't actually looked at it, but that would want to do it anyway.
Yeah, I'll quilt it for you. You can piece it.
Well, of course, we're going to quilt it anymore.
And I don't do piecing anymore.
Yeah, it's worked out well, actually.
Yeah.
So that's what we didn't have any others, did we? Yeah, and then just
how many did we?
4. Pivot, Hexi pillow, and frond.
Yep.
And then we had a lot of like groups of 4 that we had pulled out together.
Right.
really good.
You know what's funny?
That's
That
kind of easy to
pile
do.
that just ended up like that. No.
I was like, really?
This subset is actually really cool.
Yeah, it's very earth, maybe not fire, but like, yeah, earth, metal, wind, water, sort of a.
You know what
Yes, that too.
Because
Very
sometimes,
much.
sorry, the camera's having, it's hard to get a colorway
Out of the picture.
that's interesting, but I wouldn't
Oppose.
be upset about.
Yeah, this is definitely very.
How are you? Gabby just said hi.
Oh, hi.
So I kind of like that. And those are all from Languid subset.
Yes.
How many prints are in Languid? 22?
I think it's 18.
18. So and you can see that
7.
literally this just fell in a pile like this. But look how cool it looks.
And that's how, like, as we've been moving stuff around. Oh, well, that works.
Yep. And sometimes that happens when people are shopping. Piles end up looking really good together.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely happens. Yeah. And I get ideas for what people are buying, and or sometimes orders. I'll get an order and I'll, and be like, oh, this is really nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that's it for today.
Relatively short, but hopefully we've given you some good ideas and given you a better look at this interesting and special fabric collection.
Yeah, we're really into this group, Carolyn, again, and she's one of our favorites.
Yes.
And it's amazing because I think Carolyn designer, number one designer is Tula, and they could not be more different.
Exactly.
By that idea, because like people love the one angle and then the complete opposite.
So Parisville, Tula's last collection, is on the shelf next to Languid. Work together. Not everything, of course.
Yeah.
But a couple of these brights, this green, actually work really, really well with it.
Yeah, which is super weird.
Yes.
Those two designs.
Not usually, yeah. Which is funny because I think we've talked to Carolyn about that.
Yeah.
Like how different they are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks for joining us.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again.
We'll be back next week at the usual Tuesday time. Barbara says it's always fun to see something. Thank you for joining us, Barbara. See you all next week, and have a good night. Oh, sorry.
Bye.
Bye.